It's me, Bruce Naylor, your boomer consumer, and today on Coffee Break, I'm just having some good old basic water today. It's really, really hot out there, and I hope everybody's having a nice cool summer, if you can. So, I am not a professional photographer, I'm not a professional videographer, I'm just a guy who makes YouTube videos here in my home office. And I have been so close to pulling the trigger on purchasing a new Sony a6400 with the Sigma 16mm f.14, I think, lens. At any rate, the whole outfit would be around $1,300. Okay, but I just seen a very interesting rumor, and if it's true, it's going to definitely change my plans. You see, I thought there wasn't going to be a successor to the Canon 90D. Now, I want to be able to shoot these kind of videos, these talking head videos, in 4K. And of course, I own a Canon 90D, and it's strictly limited to 1080p. So when the A64 come out, it hit just about everything on my list that I could want, because when you're a one-man band, you want really, really good autofocus. And as I understand, the A64 has amazing autofocus, and it has that flip screen. It's got almost all the bells and whistles you could want as a solo content creator. However, there are a few things that, well, the menu system looks pretty complex. However, I understand cameras, modern cameras, are more like a computer than they are anything else, and the more things you add to them and capabilities, the more you've got to learn how to use it. And I understand there would be a learning curve to the A6400, so that's not what's really holding me back. So let's talk about the specs of the rumored Canon 90D. And the first one is it'll have a 32.5 megapixel APS-C sensor, so quite a few more pixels there. I got the actual list down here. Dual Digit 8 processors. Now, there's going to be a reason for that in just a moment. Dual SD card slots, well, that is big. More storage on there, or you can have one for failover, etc. I think that would really be amazing. Okay, I'm not a photographer, but 10 frames per second still shooting. An ISO range of, yes, 100 to 51,200. Obviously, that's going to be for photography. I don't know what it'd be for video. 45 autofocus points. No word on the number of cross-type points. And then here's the biggie, 4K video at 24, 25, 30, and 60 frames per second. And that's huge. I know a lot of you folks love 60 frames per second stuff. There it is. Of course, you can shoot to 60 and slow down to 30, and then, you could have a little bit of, slow speed video on there. But here's the kicker. No one knows if it's going to have the dual pixel autofocus at the time of release in 4K, and that is a big one right there. If you're if you're a solo shooter like me, you want that great dual pixel autofocus, and you're going to want it on that 4K. Here's the other thing. Another rumor is that it will not have the cropping like the Canon M50 has. So that's the thing. If you get the Canon M50 mirrorless camera, APS-C size sensor, however, crops, and with that on a full frame, it crops in about 1.6 factor, but then you crop in again. Peter McKinnon just did a video about that, and if that's the case on the Canon 90D, forget it. This is Sony a6400 all the way at that point. 3.2-inch rear articulating screen, the flippy screen that everybody loves so much. On the a6400, it goes up, and then, of course, that would block a microphone if you put one in the cold shoe, so you got to relocate the microphone if you're going to use it for vlogging purposes. I do not. I just, I use this. I use the, oops. Wouldn't be a Frugal Tech video without an accident of some kind, would it? I use this. I use the Rode Mic Wireless Go. Does the job for me. Okay, dust and moisture sealing. Now, the 70D is not weather sealed, neither is the 80D, but they are dust and moisture resistant, and I'm sure that would continue with the 90D. Built-in Wi-Fi and Bluetooth, and a launch price of $13.99, and I'm assuming that is body only. I'm thinking if this if we have the dual pixel autofocus with 4K and we don't have the cropping in 4K, those are the two big things. I can live with the time limit that I'm sure will be on there, you know, 30 minutes or less. And of course, it shouldn't overheat or anything like that. I can live with that. I've already got the investment in some lenses, and Canon glass is so easy to find out there. And I would probably at some point then maybe get the Sigma 18 to 35 lens, something like that. But I would probably stick with Canon. Of course, I feel they've got an easier to learn menu system, but we'll have to see what Canon introduces with that. So what do you think? Do I stick with my plan to go with the A6400, or should I wait to see if the 80 or the 90D comes out? I'm thinking I'm going to wait until at least until early fall, and one's not released by then, I'll go ahead and, you know, say back with it, pull the trigger and get the A6400. So that's it. Bruce Nadler, Frugal Tech. So thanks so much for watching, and we'll see you in the next video.